Now, no doubt Netflix are already doing this job for me, but I don't think anyone has had a season like Haas A this year, so I just had to talk about it. Hey guys, I hope you're all doing alright and welcome back to the B1N44 channel. Now today we're going to be talking about everyone's favourite team, Haas, and how they've fared this season, both in terms of their car and their drivers. But before we get into it, if you do go on to enjoy the video, then do be sure to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. So then, a bit of backstory on Haas, currently in their 6th season in F1, and have had a bit of success, mainly in 2018, finishing 5th in the Constructors just behind Renault. But then 2019 happened. Now, this topic is a video in itself, and there are a lot of channels covering it, but in essence, William Story, CEO of Rich Energy, goes to Haas and is like, I have cash. Haas is like, really? And with no further investigation as to who these guys are, made them title sponsor for the 2019 season. This led to a bunch of stuff on Twitter, and Haas and Rich Energy divorcing, leaving Haas in quite a bit of debt, 9th in the Constructors. And the rest is history, just not very good history. Haas have remained at the tail ends of the grid, just about challenging the likes of Williams and Alfa Romeo. So now we're at 2021, Haas have opted for 2 new rookie drivers and have not developed their car. Now a lot of this was due to them focusing on the 2022 season with new regulations, but surely they could have afforded to have at least one experienced driver. Then again, money is something Haas doesn't have. Therefore they ended up signing F2 champion Mick Schumacher and your average nonce Nikita Mazepin. Now both actually did pretty well in F2, but the results do indeed speak for themselves in F1. Nikita Mazepin's debut lasted about 1 braking zone before spinning out. On the other side of the garage, Schumacher finished 16th out of the 16 finishes. Again, the Haas car wasn't meant to be challenging for podiums, and this was their debut, so we'll move past that. The second race at Imola wasn't much better, with both cars at the back of the grid and remaining there. Now, a major breakthrough occurred at the Portuguese Grand Prix, and by major I mean major. The Haas car wasn't last and second last. I know, Schumacher finished 17th ahead of Latifi and Mazepin, and that's not the worst part, they were all 2 laps down. This got to 3 laps as we fast forwarded 2 races to Monaco. Azerbaijan saw both drivers finish 13th and 14th after a bunch of DNFs and Hamilton overshooting turn 1 after the safety car restart. The team achieved a 12th place result in Hungary from Mick, who actually drove really well and had a decent battle with Verstappen. I mean, he'd lost half his barge pole, but still, I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one who saw something there. Now we arrive at the end of the season, as I wasn't asked to list a bunch of 17th and 18th places, and the team is on 0 points and an alarmingly large cost of damages. Now the car itself has had a rough time, starting off with a load of criticism for having the Russian flag plastered all over the American car, then a bunch of chassis changes, crashes and spins, not to mention there being no development to the extent where King Latifi managed to lap them in Mexico, and was slower than Lance Stroll coming across the finish line in just half a car in Q1. At this point we will probably ask, why is Gene Haas still doing this, still funding this team? Because we probably won't be seeing championships next year, no matter how good the cars are at following others. To add to this, a ton of hate is on one side of the garage, and that's definitely not helping the case. Moving nicely on to the drivers. Now Mick is known for spending time to develop and get accustomed to a racing series, and eventually we'll see good results, and in some cases championships. This season we've seen really good defending and racecraft from his battles against Verstappen at Hungary, the 2 Alphas and the 2 Williams cars. Again, the reason he hasn't come ahead of his rivals is, in my opinion, the car. And onto the other side of the garage, Mazepin's season has definitely been tough. Their hate, the spins, the car, Netflix no doubt, all of this must definitely had its toll on the Russian. Now part of it he deserves, he was basically asking for the hate at the start of the season. But we're now at the end of the year, and just by taking a glance at Twitter, we know it's not even close to stopping. And I get it, some YouTubers make a living just on this hate, and I'm one of them, minus the making the living. But I hope at some point it stops, because looking at his interview in Brazil, those were indeed genuine emotions, and if we want to see him develop as a driver, part of it would definitely be down to reducing the hate. Again, I'd like to repeat, Mazepin does deserve some hate for what he's done, and no, I'm not being all soppy and emotional, but food for thought I guess. In summary, Haas have had a season to forget. Some might call it a straight up joke, and their personnel have probably had the toughest time. But I do hope for their sake that Haas either does move forward or sells to someone that has proper funding and facilities. As for their drivers, I hope both develop, Mick probably going to Ferrari for obvious reasons, and Mazepin I really don't know. But anyways guys, that's where I'm going to leave it for today. If you did enjoy this video, then do be sure to like it and subscribe to my channel for more content. I've been B1M44, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.